today, and we're going to talk about how to preserve your herbs in the long run. So how can you make them last for weeks, months even. So what are these really simple techniques you were talking to me about?
Well, first I think I'd like to just talk about, there are a couple different types of herbs, and some of them are better for drying than others, but drying is a great way to preserve herbs that you're not going to use right away. So the Mediterranean herbs are drier herbs, so those would be sage and thyme and oregano. Those are great examples of herbs that have a lower water content, so they're already a little bit drier than, say, basil or cilantro or dill, which are our annual summer herbs. And the woodier herbs, the perennial herbs, tend to be these herbs like sage and thyme that would dry more easily. So these, you could make a bundle even a little bit bigger than this and tie it with a string or rubber band and just hang it up somewhere well ventilated out of direct sunlight. So in your pantry or in your kitchen under a cabinet, somewhere that's not in direct sunlight. And the reason they should be stored and dried out of the sun is that helps preserve some of the oils that are in the leaves, which is where the flavor is coming from. So if you dry your own sage or thyme at home, you'll find that it has so much more flavor than the herbs that you might find on the shelf at the grocery store. So it's really easy to just, and this is something you can do any time of the season, but we often do it toward the end of the season when we're realizing we're kind of running out of harvest time, and we go and harvest bunches that we can then hang up and dry. Basil actually, even though it has high water content and it's an annual summer herb, it actually dries really well. It takes a little bit longer. Sage and thyme might take a couple of weeks, could take a month. It really depends on how humid it is outside or in the environment where you're trying to dry it. And basil, we dry ours outdoors, and still out of direct sunlight, but you just basically wait until the leaves have really dried down. And here's an example of basil that we dried, and you can see that it's really crumbly and dry and still has a ton of flavor and fragrance.
So do you need to, I've seen people dry herbs before and they've got them covered in paper bags. Is that necessary?
That's another great way to do this. You know, like I was saying, out of direct sunlight is one of the key things about drying herbs. So that basically provides that environment. If you put you don't even have to bunch them, just put dry leaves and stems in a paper bag, and then once the leaves are dry, you'll be able to easily just pull off the leaf and crumble it up and store it that way. Or even sometimes we use whole sage leaves dried when we're cooking.
Great. So what we have, is this frozen herbs?
So here's another option. So if you have more herbs than you're going to use and you are running out of time to do something with them, a really easy way, especially for the basil, cilantro, and dill and parsley, is to chop it up and put it in an ice cube tray and fill the ice cube tray with water. And you can also do this with pesto, but you don't even have to make pesto. It's a great way to have your herbs fresh all winter long. So you just chop them up, put them in the ice cube tray. Once the tray is frozen, then you can pop these cubes out and put them into a plastic bag and store those in the refrigerator or in the freezer so that you can use them whenever you need them.
That's so easy.
Yeah, it's really easy. So when you have fresh herbs available, it's really great to just make the most you can of them. And if you're not going to be able to use them while they're really fresh and perfect, then either drying them or freezing them or making a pesto means that you'll have them to use later on. And it's really easy, so don't let them go by and make the most of the summer.
Thank you, Kate. All right, everybody, we'll see you next time on the farm. Have a great day.